Hello, this is Aaron Maller from Parallax, and this is just a quick video shot in Revit 2020 to ask a question about something that a user on Revit forum brought up. So very simply, what we're looking at here is a door family called Door Single Swing Wall Hosted. It uses the nested shared door panel family called E51G. Now this is pretty basic. The door single swing family, its default size in the family editor is 3x7, 36 inches by 84 inches. So you'll see here that when we swapped this panel to the E51G, everything obviously worked fine. This is just a family type parameter, no big deal. Now, the rail and style dimensions of this panel are type properties of the panel itself. So the overall size of the door panel inherits from the parent family. So if we change this to 10 feet, obviously the door panel grows. If we put it back on 7 feet, obviously the door panel shrinks. But if we tab select down to the panel and we go to edit type, this is where you can set individual properties for this particular door panel. Panel style, that is. And this is important where like the thickness of the rails or the width of the stiles we want to set globally. So just to show you here, if we take the intermediate rail height, we can obviously set it to like 1 foot and you'll see all of the rails get thicker. Now, obviously, there is a specific dimension at which the intermediate height is going to fail for any given door. But what somebody noticed on RFO is this door is currently at 3070, which means if we set that intermediate rail height to be 1'4", the door fails to compile, if you will. So panel rail intermediate height at 1 foot, we're okay, and at 1'4", it fails. Now that makes sense because there now cannot be the extrusion for any of these glazing pieces because we've run them out of room, and of course now the extrusions for the main rails are overlapping, so this is just a bad situation altogether. However, let's put it back on 5.5 inches for a second. And now let's make the entire door much taller. So let's double the height of the door. If we make it, instead of 3070, if we now make it 14 feet tall, this door is now absolutely huge. And now that rail dimension can be much, much larger without having a problem. Except if you go into edit type and you change this to 1'4", that should work dimensionally because we easily have space for 1'4", and 1'4", and 1'4", and 1'4". The problem is it's going to try to regenerate this family based on what's possible in the family editor, and it's going to break anyway. And I was just wondering if this is the intended behavior for how families should work. So you'll see here that all of the rails are now gone, and that's because that's what happens in the family editor to that door. It is solvable by actually going into the family and changing the default sizes to be much, much, much larger. So in this particular case, again, the default size is set to 3070. If we change it to be like 6 feet and 15 feet, and now we load this back in. I actually don't know if it'll work if I just load it back in, because I may need to actually, load it the first time, but let's give that a whirl and see what it does. So now if we go back into here and we change this to 1'4", it now does work. So what the user is asking is, this is a little bizarre because the only real way to get around it is to make sure that your default values in the families are set to something really bizarre. So just wanted to get your take. Let me know what you think. Thanks.